Liberals are losing their absolute minds right now over Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth announcing that brown-skinned people are going to have an airbase in Idaho. Yes, you heard me right. I said liberals are losing their mind over this.
And I'm also proud that today we're signing a letter of acceptance to build a Qatari Emiri Air Force facility at the Mountain Home Air Base in Idaho.
Does this have anything to do with Qatar giving Donald Trump a $400 million Boeing jumbo jet? Does it? Does it? Because if it does, that is incredibly, incredibly concerning. Why are we cozying up to authoritarian regimes? Why are we giving them weapons, technology, training, while at the same time abandoning our Western democratic allies like Ukraine? Now, I understand the argument that if you give nations American weapons and technology, they will not then get weapons and technology from China and Russia. And they're now dependent on Americans for training, support, spare parts. I understand that argument. But this has a history of blowing up in our faces. Now, I don't want those F-15 jets in 20 years to be used on my children, because historically, Western democracies and absolute authoritarian nations do not get along. Qatar is a nation that, if my daughter was great, she would be prosecuted for adultery. My dad would be in prison right now because he's gay. I would be in prison for making this video, and I do not want those fucking people as my friends.
You know, sadly, I actually had reached out to this guy and was going to do a podcast with him, but boy, true colors come out, man. You get brown people start to get some weaponry and stuff. Oh God, they'll use that against my children in 20 years. It always happens, those brown people. But he conveniently changes it to authoritarianism. First of all, he doesn't know a single Qatari. I do. And they love their country. They love their emir, which it just means their leader. And they are amongst the richest, wealthiest people in the world per capita. Everybody gets paid. Everybody in Qatar is wealthy because their emir takes care of them. They have free healthcare, free higher education, best education paid money can buy over there in Qatar. All free, all paid for by the king, not dictator, not authoritarian, the king. But no, they're brown people. Can't have that.